super hot video camera.
Is going to be with us here today. Tim Quin, my experiences whilst living across the road in a student household and what I saw. Rather intriguing. Anthony the Cheese Mouse Hayes has got one down here. It's called, hard to read this. He's gone and done this, he's gone and done that, and then he went and he did this, and then he went and he's gone and he's done that. I don't know what the subject matter is there, but I'm sure Anthony will be able to sort us out on that one. Nick Carson, he's going to take us a little stroll down memory lane, back to the old John the 23rd days with a speech simply entitled Tim Quin at JDC, the day he killed a pigeon with a brick. I'm not sure that as to the factual accuracy of that, but... Nathan Morris has been listed down here as a tribute. Sounds fairly ambiguous. Peter Quinlan. Tim Quinlan, the family man, past, present and future, and exactly when I expect to become an uncle. Which is probably fairly speculative as well. Wolf Quinlan. He's got here a brief anecdote about the time Tim wet his pants while travelling on a chairlift in America. Much to the displeasure of Anthony, who happened to be in the same part of the chair and got rather wet. We've got here Chris Toomey as a historical perspective from a philosophical angle. Andrew Teasdale, how I nearly killed Tim and a few others also. Then he's got a second speech entitled, Why They Call Me Jekyll and Hyde. Gavin Offer. takes us back to his working days as a skimpy barman, which I don't know whether all of you are familiar with, but this is called Working the Skimpy Barman Circuit with Tim and What Happened to His Disgusting Belly. But have these speeches been prepared?
No.
Oh, well, then perhaps I think maybe we should call on Nick Warren. You got an anecdote? Now. Let's have a vote. Hands up who says now. Outvoted. Nick's going to tell a story about a trip down south. Please, if you wouldn't mind.
I've known Dr. Quin now for about 4 or 5 years. We went on a trip down south, rather on impromptu journey, I must admit. Where we packed up the car and off we went. We got about 2 hours out of Perth. Mr. Quin had been sitting quite comfortably on a Southern Comfort and Coca-Cola, as I believe, and got to the stage where he needed to go to the toilet. Me being the person
story,
no, hang on. Oh, we're leading up. But me being the person that I am, I said no, and we continued to travel down south. Tim emptied a 2-litre Coca-Cola bottle into his bladder, and then proceeded to empty his bladder back into the Coca-Cola bottle. In the back of my car, mind you. Much to my disgust. I spilled a few drips here and there. I won't go into that. Anyway, we got down to a place called Contos, which I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with, but it's about 40 minutes from Margaret River on the coast, down a place called Brown Drive, Condos Field, Condos Drive. Anyway, it's down south. Set up camp for the weekend. Had a few more lagers and whatever. Following day, we had a wonderful day fishing and surfing and whatever. And Paul's a vegetarian, so I offered to cook a vegetarian curry, which we put in the joint effort, and he made this curry. And Tim thought it was rather delicious and hoed in. And a few more beers later, and a few chunders. I think it was a couple of great photos of Paul Blake leading over the balustrade, spinning his outside. And I think I've got a couple of photographs of Tim Quin down his bottom as well somewhere. But anyway, the following day, the effects of the curry took its toll on Tim. He was wearing rather light coloured jeans, and as you can imagine, curries don't do a lot for your bowels anyway. Tim let rip with a few choice farts in the back of the car. And about 5 minutes later, he felt a dribble down the side of his leg and suddenly realised that he'd put rust in his trousers. But the weekend went as planned. We got home. Tim had, by this stage, taken his jeans off and stashed them in the back of the car, hoping that we wouldn't discover them. But I think as we were unpacking the car, at the end of the weekend, Paul or I found him and discovered the evidence of the rust Tim had put into his trousers. It was a rather comical affair. And, I think after we had the photographs together, Tim came into my place and broke into my bedroom and stole the photos. So didn't want people to see them. That's another story. But I hope that Tim, when he gets married to Jenny Teasdale, who I might add, I did introduce him a long time ago at an Australian Rules or Aussie Crawl concert back in about 1985 or 86. And Tim thought Jenny was rather filthy, as he put it at the time, and Jenny was rather crazy on Tim. And a couple of years later, on my 21st birthday, they got together, and all the rest is history. But 4 years on the 20th of November is the date that Tim and Jenny started their romance. So I hope that Tim and Jenny have a wonderful life together. I'm sure they have lots of children living up to the Quin tradition. I think on behalf of everybody here today, we'll raise a glass to Tim and Jenny and hope they have a wonderful life together. To Tim and Jenny.
disappointed at the lack of preparation overall with these speeches, so I think we can probably stride forth to the more senior element amongst us, the special guests. No, not you. If Mr. Stan Waddell would like to say a few words on...
Can I stay here?
Oh, if you're happy with it, sure.
I'm here if you're happy. I thought these were all arranged speeches. Everyone's going to be here, picked up fine. I haven't got much to say at all. I've known Tim a lot longer than probably everybody here. He's always been a pretty good sort of a kid. We watched him grow with great interest. As you always hope for your kids that they'll succeed in life, find someone that'll make them happy. He's on the way to succeeding. I'm sure he's found someone that'll make him happy. And I can only say congratulations, Tim, and all the best for next week and all the future. Thank you.
Professor Quinlan or Mr. Teasdale? No, not that one.
Thanks, Paul. That's fantastic.
This will make you nervous too.
All right. Having not prepared even next week's speech, I'd like to echo a lot of Stan's comments. I think it's about 5 years since Tim first started coming around, but he actually came round to shoot the breeze with Andrew.
Lunch scaller?
Much to my amazement, he kept coming around the house, another year or two later, and it was Jen who was walking out the door. Much to my relief as well, of course. I think Dee and I are particularly pleased to actually welcome Tim into the family. I think he's a very fine bloke. He's got a marvellous family. And without going into any further detail, I'll preempt the speech next week, which I say I haven't prepared as yet. I'd just like to say, Tim and Jen, I wish you many, many years of happiness, which I'm sure you're going to have. And I'd also hope to follow the tradition of both our family and the Quinlan family and have quite a few kids.
Even if I hadn't called on Dr. Quinlan, I'm sure he'd be up like a shot. He loves his speeches.
Tim is always indirect about things sometimes. I recall him coming in one day and he had this thing in his ear. And I looked in, there was this big flower seed. And you have one go at those things. If you can't pick them out, you've got to go to Princess Margaret, have an anaesthetic and hook them out, otherwise you drive them through the eardrum. And that's exactly what happened. I had one go and had to go to Princess Margaret. And I said to him, how did that flower get into your ear? And he was 4 at this time. And he said, well, I happened to be walking past this shrub. I leant over like this and the flower fell into my ear. And never quite sure whether that story was true or not. I suspect he put it in there and just wanted to know where it would end up. Reminds me of the joke of what's the definition of a wind tunnel. I've told this to my young daughter who's just become blonde after being to the hairdresser last week. And she said, she fell right into the trap. And she said, what is the definition of a wind tunnel? I said, it's 20 blondes standing ear to ear. And you're number 10. sexist and referred me to the ombudsman. However, again, as Bob said, without preempting what we're going to say next Saturday, I think Tim's a wonderful bloke, and I think his own life will be enhanced by the fact that Jenny is such a wonderful girl. There's lots of phrases to describe her, and I think a ray of sunshine is one of them, but there's a lot of others. We, like Bob, will be delighted to see them grow together and have a wonderful life of happiness, and that's all we wish.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I trust you have kept your coming here a secret. I bid you welcome, and I hope your journey today will be a most comfortable one. I hope also that you will make my journey a most comfortable one. In fact, I'm sure that 3 of you will help me to make my journey a comfortable one. But before I go any further, I would like to thank the following creatures of the night for their efforts. Mr. Paul Blake for once again overextending himself to bring all of you here, and for his wonderful organisation at the helm. Paul. And Mr. Paul Hirsch for his tireless work on the chamber and the decorations. Paul. Mr. Rodder, Davies and Mr. Andrew Teasdale for preparing the banquet and other amusements which I'm sure are yet to come. All right. Thank you very much. Mr. Richard Watt for organising the refreshments. Thank you, Richard. Mr. Scott Teasdale for helping with decorations. Scott, thank you. And Mr. John McCartney and Mr. Buff Quinlan for tables and ice. Thank you, boys. Mr. Nathan Morris for the music selection. Thank you, Morris. Finally, I would like to recognise Dee Teasdale and Kathy Murphy for the food. And all I can say is drink and be merry, and remember, I never drink wine.
I believe you know Tim Quin. I'd like to know when you first met him.
About an hour after his born.
And what were your first impressions of Tim?
Ugly baby.
He's only a baby. Now, a lot of people have said Tim has carried on with that tradition throughout his life. What would you say to those?
Ugly baby.
Ugly babies.
All babies are ugly.
All babies are ugly. Well, I really don't think that's his right here. Tim was an ugly baby.
No, all babies are ugly.
All babies are ugly.
Including you.
Has Tim grown up to be an ugly individual?
No, great chap.
He's a great chap. Prowess on the tennis court, I believe.
Yes, beats you all the time.
We're just after the facts here, Dr. Quinlan.
And a dynasty.
The fact that you are his father means that we really have got to tell the truth.
No interest.
Arm wrestling? In arm wrestling?
Arm wrestling. You are.
How about a sportsman?
You or me or Tim.
Timothy Quinlan, is he a sportsman?
Great tennis player.
May I remind you of the 3-snap tennis rackets? What comment do you have to pass on the 3-snap tennis rackets? Where's the sound? The sound is there. That's the one. I think we're right, Chris. We'll just bury him properly here. Thank you very much, Dr. Quinlan, for your time. I appreciate all this. Chris. Still going. Stop. Where's the cheese, What we'll do, we'll set up a list of potential questions. We'll find out as soon as the camera comes on.
Camera's on.
Dan,
Titty.
if you could describe Tim's